Well, hello, audience. Maybe you're on Twitch, maybe you're on YouTube. I don't know. But, oh, getting a little bit of feedback somewhere. Might have had Twitch open. Several windows of Twitch open. But I am going to look on my phone and make sure it's all good. Well, actually, I'm not logged. Oops. I'm not logged in on this account. So guess what? I'm going to do that. And I'm probably going to have to do that, verification. But you know what? We're going to do it. Well, this is kind of just a test, so I want to make sure it's all good. Carrie J. Fillet is my name, legally. Send me an email. There we go. Oh, I'm not going to tell you guys. Uh-oh, I forgot it. Okay. Sweet. And now I can look and see myself live. How cool is that? Nice. Well, anyway, make sure there's some sound coming through, huh? Oh, don't want to have a loop there. But in any case, let's make some music. So I had a little theme in mind. Um, and I just have my piano patch pulled up here. That kind of thing. I was thinking of this theme. I was thinking about it at work yesterday, and I think I'm gonna go with it. So, just in C, you can kind of you can see the piano roll here. So it goes like something like this. Um, Something like that. I'm thinking like this kind of video game overworld kind of thing. Oops. There it was. Um, so make sure that's all working correctly. Yeah, we're good. And I'm not full screen right now because I like having my icons on here. Now, yeah, you can see what icons I have, but that's no big deal. Let's see here. Okay, so that was my thought. That little theme. I'm not sure. I'm using the. By the way, this is Logic Pro. All this stuff here. I'm using the East West sound library. These are the ones that I have downloaded. Um, and yeah, I got to figure out. I don't know. When I was thinking of this for an overworld theme, I was like, maybe it's like a desert kind of thing. Like I can kind of feel how I want it to be like kind of a Mixolydian type of thing, maybe. Um, so that would be cool. And there's some cool you know, if it was maybe a desert theme in a video game, that would be cool. There's a lot of different instruments I could use. But I still want it to be like synthy. Um So I know one thing I would like some like synth like swell kind of things because I'll be using the also let's just go ahead and name this guy piano because that's a good thing to do. Because I want to have some like some cool chords. So Logic Pro has some wonderful presets. I mean, there's just so many of them. Um and maybe I'm thinking some sort of like pad sound that I can kind of like ooh, like kind of fade in, like a little swell. I'm just choosing this. I don't even know. That that's cool. Like cool. But I kind of want something that's a little more it's got a little more attack to it. Not attack, but faster attack. What's this? That's pretty neat. It's kind of hard sometimes to draw the line between like cool sounding synth, but like you don't want it to be cheesy. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to get there. Like what's this? Like that's definitely kind of in that range of being cheesy. Like when you get to these, like this thing, sounds like the Twin Peaks soundtrack or something. So we don't want something exactly like this, but let's find something a patch that we like. Okay, not that. All right, we're getting too far away. We want something cooler than that. This is really what music producers do. I feel like they're just like just just go through these millions of sounds. But I kind of liked that initial sound that we were doing. So if we could just make the attack a bit faster. But we still okay. Now that I like. So I guess, they kind of had this motion parameter like it's moving a lot. But as we decrease that, I really like that sound that we're getting. That's super cool. Okay, so we brought the resonance down, but and like these controls are super, they're pretty intuitive because you can pull this up and be like, I mean, this is like a legit synthesizer. I don't really know much about synthesizers. Um, but I mean, it's worth figuring out. I really wish I had a physical synth, but they're expensive. Okay, so get a little slower attack. It's kind of like there's what's that Stardew Valley song? There's a Stardew Valley song that is I think it's in the summertime and it has that kind of feel. This song I'm trying to write, I bet it could be in Stardew Valley. I'm not trying to whatever. But still very cool. So I kind of liked her. It was around 4,500. What's our tempo, by the way? Something like that. Around 120. Maybe just a tad faster. Like, yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm using my keyboard. You can't really see it, obviously, but it's a Korg micro key. Very nice for my little desk. I'd love a full size synthesizer, but my desk wouldn't really do well with that. Stream still going good? Yep, got the stream. Checking the phone. Still good. Okay. So let's just go ahead and I mean you can like plan what you're gonna do when you're writing this kind of stuff or anything. But I just like to jump in and just like see what I can build off of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start recording and see what we can do. Okay, so that's something. The thing about when you have something with slower attack like this is that you might need to adjust like when you're actually hitting the keys. So like you might want to have a little bit of might want to be a bit preemptive. Like you can see that these are attacking before we get to actual downbeat. And I'm thinking that might be a smart way to go about it. Because if you're just listening to it, like you can't really tell where it lines up. But if the metronome on, so I like the way this sounds, but then we have this little note. And sometimes you run into these troubles where it's like you want to um like you want to fit all this into like one bar. I want to have like I wanted the chord progression to be like or I wanted to have that A in there. But I'm wondering like is there enough time? But the beauty of doing something in MIDI is that you can edit it after you've played it, which you can do with audio files, but it's just a lot harder. So I'm thinking I'll keep the notes that I have, but so I'm going to take these and I'm going to stretch them out to like pretty much a 16th note. And I'm going to make this A happen sooner. And let's see how that sounds. And then we're also we're gonna, well, stretch this one out just a little bit. It kind of snaps the 16th notes, but if you kind of zoom in, you can make it attack before that. So same thing, we're gonna kind of have this here, make it happen a little sooner. And then we've got a nice little loop. So, and that kind of does create a problem if you want to actually loop like this, because it's happening before the bar, right? So if I cut it off here, then it'll be happening right on the bar. And I don't know if I really want that. The other option of that is to like have all these hit like directly on the bar line, and then you could take the whole region and like shift it back a 64th note. But that doesn't really sound natural enough to me. So I think what I'll just do is that Command R and repeat that, and then I'm going to zoom in and kind of cut that off on beat 3, and then cut this one off on beat 3, and then that'll kind of get the desired length, because I know I want to loop this at least this much, and maybe something will change with how I want to structure it. But I know I want this to happen 2 times, or kind of have this chord progression. I'm trying to think about if I want to do like, or let's see. Yeah, because like the first time we go, and the next time it. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so we'll probably stick with that. Cool. So we got this little chord progression down, and we'll definitely have it happen again. So I'm trying to think about what instrument might be cool. I'm also thinking maybe I could like kind of maybe layer the piano over the next loop of it so that it's like, oh, also pro tip that I learned super recently. So if you go to File and Project Settings in MIDI, Chase, and then do that to chase notes, then it'll start playing no matter where you are. I don't know if that slows down the project or what. Also, you know what? It's probably a good idea to save. So here's some random projects with interesting titles. But this will be Twitch Jam number 1. No, number 1, like Codename Kids Next Door. You ever watch that? Cool. We want to save. So let's see how it sounds if we kind of. Since if we were to layer piano, I might want a little bit more movement, like maybe. Like. Hmm. Maybe I don't want piano yet. Okay, let's move on. So, could go back to the Play software and think about an instrument that we could do for our melody. And I'm thinking it'd be cool to have something from. There are these East West packs called Raw and Silk, and there's also Gypsy. Because I was thinking, like, because I was practicing it on guitar, or like coming up with a melody. So it might be cool to have a guitar, and normally I would actually record with a guitar, but I'm using the microphone to talk right now. So, you know, I'm gonna not do that. Flamenco dancer might be cool. So maybe this Django guitar could be really cool. So we'll do the lead master. And unfortunately, all these patches have to load, but it's not too bad on iMac. When I had it on my MacBook, I mean, it was getting it from my external drive and having to load on a MacBook, so I'm sure it was a little slow. But let's see how this sounds. Huh. That didn't sound like I thought it would. Interesting. So if it was her. If you see those at the bottom, that's a key switch. You can kind of switch between patches. So like, let's see, that should just be normal, and then I'll press the C sharp, and I guess it's different somehow. Okay, I don't love that. So Spanish steel guitar, flamenco. Let's see how the flamenco guitar sounds. Might be cool. Hey, I have a new follower. Thank you, for Gathers, for the follow. I appreciate that. You know what? I think you might have followed on um my other account with my friend Jacob, Joiner Bros, which everyone should also check out, by the way. Appreciate that. Okay. Man, what? It's popping up. Okay. Ooh. Let's see what these key switches do. Well, now there's an idea. We're gonna add that in right now because I mean you can't deny that's really cool. So I'm kind of like, there's a bunch of different patches of somebody kind of hitting against the guitar. This one has a little, which kind of exactly fits the tempo. I'm just kind of doing random notes, but it just makes like really nice percussion. So I think I'm gonna keep that. Maybe coming in on the second part. Let's try recording it. Nice. I like that. Let's change that to have that as a little different kind of fill. And I'm gonna split this up because I'll probably loop this. So Command T, split that up. Make sure this is loopable. And then look at that. I can't tell. Let's increase that velocity a little bit. I can't tell if there's a little distortion happening in the left ear or not. I don't love that, but you know, guitar percussion. Okay, back on our search for melody. Spanish steel guitar, accordion, cimbalon. Now I believe those are stringed instruments. I might be wrong about that, but let's also check out how they sound. Because I want a nice like twangy string for the melody, but I don't necessarily want a sitar, because I feel like every like desert overworldy thing in video games has the sitar for good reason. Very very cool instrument, but I'm like, well maybe I should go against that. That's not very twangy, but that's pretty neat. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that around. And then I'm also gonna duplicate it and check out the bandoneon. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Doesn't really matter. Because something just said, oops. Something. Please. Rename it, please. Something just told me I'm going to like it. So we're going to load it up. I don't know if people in here may cracking my knuckles or not. Let's see what it sounds like. Clearly not a string instrument. But so it's like an accordion. Pretty cool. Did I ever... Oh, I didn't look at the Spanish steel. Could have potential. Could have potential. Pretty excited. Okay, so it's like palm muted right now. That's interesting. Does it think I'm holding down this key? Okay. That sounds pretty realistic. And also, side note, I feel like it's good to use this kind of thing because not everyone that produces music can play the guitar. So you might want to use VST instead. And nothing wrong with that. I feel like I've used this patch before in something. Okay, so we'll name that steel guitar. I like both of those. Maybe we'd like, some sort of like layering those together. And I'm thinking that the melody would happen. So we have the swells happening and then the little percussion. Probably would have a bass instrument come in here too. So let's go ahead and set up another loop of it. And I guess I'll just do the same thing just so I can loop them together. So beat 3, beat 3. This time I don't think I'm going to join them because it really helps me in Logic to like have a visual representation of what is like what the phrases are. And it's not perfectly like on beat 1 obviously, but I think it might work well. So let's make sure that's all good. Something's not making a noise. Oh, probably because I have it on the flat. Doesn't really matter. Nice. Cool. Let's go ahead and do the melody. So, and that's something I'm wondering about is like how to phrase that. I have something super common in music, which is like I have this phrase and then it repeats. Like the beginning is pretty much always the same. And then I want it to end in a different way. So I have like several different combinations of how that can go. So it could end with, I'm pretty certain that I want that to be like the first phrase. And then it can either go, but that going from the flat seventh to, I have a visual representation, going from the flat seventh to the 1 seems pretty final. But so does, or, so I think what I'll do is have that be the second phrase. So like I'll have a four. Well, I'll just play it and hopefully I will not mess it up. Okay, something like that. I'm not a keyboard player, so I just kind of do the bare minimum. And as I was playing that, I was thinking, okay, well that's really cool to oops. That's really cool to have those different endings. But like maybe want a little variation in the beginning as well. Let's see how it sounds playing it back. Hmm. Okay, that would be cool. So like it's just it's mostly about like keeping the listeners interested. And there's a lot of caveats to this. I mean, there's no like one thing, no one rule about it. But you know, you do care about keeping your listeners interested. So I think I'll try that. Like, I'm gonna try recording over this part, just doing that, something like that. Oh wait, I forgot about this part. Right, something like that. Kind of want to increase this velocity. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. But that's why playing it can be a lot more effective because you can see there's a lot of different velocities that happen, and basically how there's like a scale from like light blue to dark red, and that's how hard the notes hit. And that's the amazing things about MIDI keyboards is that they really like measure how much velocity the notes are going to carry. So let's see how that sounds. Okay, so we can change that. Wait. Okay, like a little jazzy lick. Right? Oh. um okay. Ooh. So is that the same octave? Cool. So that's one thing I was wondering how I would want to layer those. Like, do I want them in the same octave or do I want them kind of split apart somewhere? Um, you know, one thing I'm really bad about is that I'll think of a melody line, but I don't want to think of harmony. Which I mean, I guess any composer would be that way at some point. So I think one thing to really keep in mind is that okay, back up. I A lot of times when I'm composing, I'll think too much about like a checklist sort of. I'll be like, oh, did I add harmony here? Did I do this to keep the listener's attention? All these things are important, but I feel like it's easy to be like, oh, did I do this or did I do this instead of making the music you want to make? And you could always go back and edit it. So it's like, just keep the ideas flowing. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Like, just whatever you're led to do next. And if you're stuck, then, give it a rest for a second. I think that's so important. So I want to keep this pretty organic sounding. So I think I'm going to, I could just copy and paste this, but I think I'm going to try to record it over. Not sure if I'm going to remember those little tweaks I made. But let's play it. Okay, yeah. All that stuff. So let's see if we can record this real quick. Wrong octave. Telling you, man, these keystrokes. Okay, so, some things happen. So I didn't remember to do that one melody line, but I'm like, what if it sounds kind of cool that only one instrument did it? Maybe? Let's see how it sounds. Also, I'm going to make sure that these are right on it because I want to. Remember this one. What's that from? I'll figure it out later. I'm blanking. Wait, that's one of the guitar solos in Sweet Child of Mine? No, that's the bass part in Sweet Child of Mine. But it would be. So funny. Not saying these are related in any way. I just always notice these things. Okay, so what if we could do a little. What if we did like boom, 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 bum, ba-da-dum. Oh, what if we did a little, like just a short harmony? Even if it went up to the tritone. change that to a C. Maybe borrow from that Sweet Child of Mine. Not really. Accidentally missed that note, but that would be cool. Yeah. Okay. I like the way this is sounding. So we've got our chords, a little percussion. We'll definitely add more percussion, and then our melody. Let's see. So I think bass will definitely be next, and it'll come in here. Dum, 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 dum. Is that even a C? Dum, 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 bum, bum. Classic little Mixolydian stuff. Could definitely have an upright bass or a synth bass or something else. What should I do? Let's ponder that. Make sure the stream is still up and running. Yep. Cool. Thank you to my one viewer or two viewers. One of them might be me. Not totally sure. But whoever you are, I hope you're enjoying it. We're still online here. All good? Sweet. Okay, so what should Bear look like? Boom, boom, doom, doom, doom. I mean, electric bass? Probably. Doom, doom. Ooh. I'm always drawn to bass clarinet. Bass clarinet's very cool. Just thought of, it'd be cool to have maybe later in the arrangement, like a little ostinato that it kind of follows the bass, but is a little different. And bass clarinet's just calling my name. But I always have patches missing from bass clarinet. Wonder if it's still missing. Let's see. Ooh. What about contrabass clarinet? Accent? Do I want that? Wait, no. Abort. I love this as abort. Let's do sustain on vibe. That's so fun. That's kind of crazy. But for the long ones, maybe we can do a little slur, like maybe accent. I'll probably have to split the patches there. That's the thing with these instruments is that sometimes you gotta have one patch for. Oh no, did I? I did not realize I just put this over the piano patch. Okay, well, it's bass clarinet now. Bass clarinet legato. Um, let's do this one instead. That one. So we'll have that, and then we'll also have staccato. So it would basically be like, trying to think of, I think what I'll do, this is what I do sometimes if I have to split the patches, is that I'll have, especially if it's like, oh, I don't know, staccato and legato, then I'll just record it on one and then kind of copy and paste it. So if I did something like that, and then I'll just split it up later. Hmm. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Something like that. Honestly, it's not the best patch in the world, but I mean, contrabass clarinet. Also meant to say that, and I really just gotta say contrabass, or else I will be confused. Contrabass clarinet. So then I'm just gonna copy that over. Sometimes I even keep them if I like want more attack. Like, what do they sound like together? Honestly, that kind of works. That's very loud. And also, like, you can totally notice how a lot of these I'm playing are not lining up. But once again, that's just more realistic, and I think it helps. So I might have that coming later, but I'm keeping it over here just because my piano track is gone. But you know what? I'm gonna just load the uh, electric piano sound because, oh, not that one. What's the one that? Oh yeah, that's the one that comes stock loaded in. Actually, it's that one. Classic electric. Okay. What are we doing? Bass sound. What I need. And I mean, maybe I just want upright bass. I don't know. I think that has that in Gypsy actually. Actually, they don't. I just lied. Sorry. Because I don't want just like the pizzicato bass or like a legit upright bass. And I think that Goliath has some, and Goliath is just like, it's got all kinds of stuff. Electric bass and upright. Oh, they've got a lot of basses here. Got the Rickenbacker. So I don't. I remember this patch being all right. That's pretty good. So I'm gonna have a drone mode. So like, so it's gonna be like C underneath the whole thing. But we're gonna keep trying some of these basses. So you know, um, kind of cool. Fretless bass. That's always a good sound. Eh. We'll probably just stick with the. They do have a 5 string. Mm. We'll go with the upright bass. And again, I have an actual bass that I can record with, but I just kind of want to stick to the keyboard right now. So we'll make that upright, and let's record and see how it sounds. Got the slap on there. Let's do that one again. So to do that, it's a little too much, but we'll get a little softer. Okay, so just some fills and whatnot. Some of them are a little even less in tempo than I would have wanted, but um, that's okay. Don't want that. So we can even see what it would be like if we added that in on the next part. So it'd be like. And the way that's textured kind of tells me that we would actually maybe put that up an octave. Is that in the bass clarinet contrabass's range? Not really. Well, sounds like a cello. That's crazy. So we'll think about that. Anyway, I think that's enough for this time. So probably go ahead and end the stream. If you've happened to pop in, I really appreciate it. There will definitely be more, and I will continue to work on this track, Twitch Jam #1. And I'll also be uploading it to YouTube. So see you there also. And thank you so much for joining.